You welcome to another live stream episode of A Different Day with Jah and
It's Crucian Girl Neci.
we're back. Streaming from the number one radio station in the US Virgin Islands, 101.3 Row FM. And I am glad to be back. How about you?
I'm glad to be back a little under the weather, but no
Yeah,
power, wapa over here, real
wap up.
roughing it today.
Yeah. That seems to be the thing. And they like to do it on Sundays. I don't know if that's a planned thing, but Sundays is I gotta watch out. I
Man,
might need to borrow generators on Sundays alone.
listen,
How
if they
long
give you
has
a
hard?
schedule, that makes sense, but
But they ain't gonna tell you. Yo, if you're just now tuning in, if you on the Big Island St. Croix and your power is gone, please let us know. Because we trying to see if maybe it's coming back on slowly, but apparently it's been how many hours in the countdown?
don't traumatize me further today.
Oh man. Yeah, but let us know in the comments if your power is on or how long it's been. All right. But Nisi, I swear, Nisi power been on because they're looking bright. Like she get real good lighting. and that's natural lighting. Hey, that room set up
The,
good being a light.
the things I do for y'all.
Hey, because we have to come back. It's been weeks. We did take a break. But like I said, I'm actually very happy to be back on 101.3 Row FM.
Awesome.
So, how are you feeling? It's festival, baby. It's that season again.
It hasn't kicked in for me officially because I've been under the weather and recovering. So once it happened, and now I could get out my system, so I could be full 100% when, it's already kind of kicked off, but it's kind of working out. I kind of made a little outing to get some footage for us last night. And then as I got out there, it started to pour rain. I had to find shelter so I don't get wet. So the things I do for y'all.
She went out for herself. She just happened to take some pictures, but still.
No, but you know how I am about the kids, and when the kids are doing things, I really try to make an effort to go participate or to go support the kids. So they had the lantern and pedestrian parade, and usually the kids participate in the parade with the lights and things. So I always try to go support the kids. So I make a good effort to do that. So really and truly, I try to support the kids.
That's what's up. And we're gonna be sharing those pictures and videos and stuff a little later on because we're here. We're here at work. We're there putting in the work for you. And I hope our power come back on soon. And the good thing is, with us not necessarily being on the radio yet, you can watch from anywhere as long as you do have, your power, your devices, and we appreciate you for coming through. We're going to get into it though. First thing, we want to give a big shout out and hail up to two of our Caribbean brethren. This is real. This is not from a movie. This is real. The Caribbean wins at bobsledding. In a historic first, yes, the first. This is the first for Caribbean bobsledding. They call it bobsleighing, which I think that's cute. That's very Christmassy. Jamaica won gold, and Trinidad and Tobago owned silver in a two-man bobsled race at the North American Cup, Park City, Utah, on 1st of December 2025. This remarkable achievement marked a landmark moment for the sporting event, as it was the first time in the sport's history that two Caribbean nations have shared the top two podium spots. The top two podium spots, placing first and second in an international bobsleigh, as they say, bobsleigh competition. Let me see what we got.
That is awesome.
Clap it up for them. Big up the VI. Well, big up the island. Sorry. Big up the islands. It wasn't a VI win, but we'll take it still, as there are brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. Big up VI Chief 40. What? How Karen say Chief 40? How she'll say? What's the correct way to say it, like
Tree
Chifati?
party. You don't really say it's tree, not three. It's tree party.
Tree. You see, I've been away too long. Tree party. Big up VI Tree Party commenter. Comics. Yes, that is lit. You know what else is lit? Raw FM, baby. Our parent station. They have recently turned 3 years old. Hey. So they turned the big
Hey.
three. You see up there on top of the truck, Big Ro, her namesake, waving the Big Ro FM flag for the turning 3 festivities out there at the parade. Hopefully, I think well, not hopefully, for sure, they're going to be waving it again come this carnival. So look out for that there. Neci, are you going to be on the truck?
For parade?
Come on, though.
I'm not. No, I'm not. You know what? I'm not a big truck person. I'm not big on like being on the truck. I am be on the floor, wandering with the people, like they're walking the road. That's me.
Okay. Okay. Is it safer on the truck? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think? Like, is it dangerous? Is it safer or what?
I mean, it just depends on what you're into, right? So, like, being on the truck is nice. If you're at the top deck and the sun is out, you're getting blazed by the sun. Like, so that's a downfall of being on the top of the truck on the top deck. The bottom deck is okay, but the band is usually there with the equipment. There's a lot of heat that's generated underneath that area because of the band playing and speakers and all those things. That's why you usually see them bandman where they shut over their shoulder and think they hats. They walk in. So it's cool to be up there to see like the view from that view. I think it's amazing. But then you get to like see people. You just like mingle with your people to stand up on the like. I like that. That's just me.
Okay. You like to be down there where the action is in the middle of it.
I like to be with my people.
All right, that's what's up. Again.
So I'm mixed. If I could go on the truck and like, hey, and I come down, I'm like, hey, great, perfect.
You think people up there on the truck feel like they big, like that's a boost up to your ego a little bit? What do you think?
I would say I've seen people who act like that, but for the most part, that's not the behavior that I see from people. But I've seen people do that.
I want to do that one. Listen, if you watch the show, you know that I am not a feta, but I got experience these things. So I'm actually making big plans for 2026. Unfortunately, I will not be home for 2025, but starting 2026, Jah gonna be outside. Watch. Again, so we weren't doing the show because we were on a break, but there was also a turkey giveaway with the beautiful, the gorgeous. Didn't she just get the key to the Virgin Islands too? Janisha John.
She did get she was recognized recently while she was here doing the giveaway for her contributions to the community. So that did happen. So congratulations to her. Much deserving.
Big her up, and also the ever so gorgeous Nika Neeks was outside with the turkey giveaway also on St. Croix and St. Thomas. And it doesn't stop there. We always giving back to the community. This is why I would like for I to also support Ro. Tell people about the station, the shows on there. Nika Neeks, she is the host of the Bush Tea in the Morning show. DJ Deshay is back on the air with her in the mornings also. And here's a greater reason for you to tune in. They have the 25 days of Christmas. So you tune in between the 1st and the 24th. Listen for the Christmas bells, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10. On the Bush Tea Morning Show, you call in, the numbers on the screen right there, for your chance to win a gift from one of our sponsors. So you could really win gifts directly from the radio station. And if you listen to Roy FM, you know we always giving away gifts. So you could get some swag for your Christmas. All right? Keep that in mind. That's the Bush Tea in the Morning Show. Between 8 to 10 a.m. Listen in to the whole show, but also listening during that time so you can see when to call in and get your gifts. Now, big up Roy FM. Yo, what going on, Darren? Thanks for coming through. You go check out Dialogue Chifati. Check out the Helachi Party. We just had an episode. I was on there speaking with, it was Darren, Miss Thing. What her name is again? You know what I'm talking about?
No, Irene.
Irene Ali, the beautiful Irene Ali, and Mr. DPMNM himself. We were all on there talking about being influencers, and they just dropped another episode with Senator Kurt VLA. So check out them as well.
Oh, cool.
Like I said, it's festival, baby. So here's the lineup, and I want to know how people feeling about this lineup. You can't say ain't nothing to do. December 6th, which was yesterday, they had the Lantern Parade. December 11th, there's a ceremony.
Which is where I went.
TSK. It really ain't festival until Stanley and them get out on the road. December 12th, TSK is back on the road for the Park Tree lighting. The 13th, there's the Boat Parade. Try to keep these in mind, but you can also go to the festivals page and it's on there, right? December 19th is the Mid-Island TSK Serenade. December 20th, Coquito Festival. December 20th, still downtown shutdown. The 23rd, and the East Route gets their TSK Serenade. The 26th, Showbreed. I come up for Mumbi Jujuve. December 26th, also RSVP, the classic I Look Jam event. Vanilla Sky, Look Jam again on the 27th. I know this one is very popular. Sunny Side Up, December 28th. December 29th, we got Village Culture Night. The 29th also has Bangalang. I'm not sure what that is. The 31st is Juve and the Food Fair. How this one go up? Neci, please help me understand how this one go up.
I done tired already and that didn't reach it. I literally tired for all years and that didn't reach it. I'm tired.
Man. So yeah, December 31st, you have Juve, you get a food fair, and then Toast is happening New Year's Eve. That's at Prosperity Farms, if I'm not mistaken. Midnight Opulence Village, also the Old Year celebration. And there's a New Year's Eve party as well. And you already know there's going to be a bunch of lounges, nightclubs, and everything else having New Year's Eve party. That's a must. January 1st, Bad Party, buy a drink. T-God, they got a Camel Fete on the 1st. Village Latin Night is also the night of the 1st. Children's Parade. People, PSA, people. I know I want to see Batty. I love a good Batty shake, bend over and wiggle as any male red-blooded Virgin Islander. But please come out and support the children. Please. Children's Parade is January 2nd. Please just endure the heat a little bit. Bring a water bottle, bring your people out, and get to the Children's Parade. All right? That's my little PSA. I know Neci get one because she's serious with the kids too.
Yeah, I don't play about them. Take Ayo outside and watch and cheer for the children. Why would they participate if nobody's there to watch them? How are we encouraging them? Go support the pick-me them. They've earned it.
Thank you. And they've worked very hard, and they're young, they walking, they dancing, they twirling stuff, and
they be so energetic, they be so excited to be on the road, like the joy that they have to be on the road. You just can't match that.
Facts. Reggae Night is January 2nd, so all our bubble dread them and the girl that I love our Rasta.
Talking about the post office again this year. I'm gonna think about something else.
Rise and Wine soiree events. There's a pool party on the 2nd. Okay. Adults Parade. That's when the famous bend over and wiggle coming out in droves. We know I'm gonna be there, but yes. January 3rd is Adults Parade. There's Tsunami also, and the fun run. There's another fun run on the 4th. Damn, I'm missing out. But yeah. Yeah.
Not too late.
Yeah, I'll be there next year. I gonna buy my ticket like in March. You check, because they charging $1,200 and $1,500 right now. Children Parade getting better. What do you mean there? You mean it getting better? What was wrong with it before?
With participation from from parents and stuff, or you just mean
Like overall the performance, or what do you mean? Explain a
Mhm.
little bit on that bit. So I did say that I wanted to kind of go over some of the stuff that's happening because it's a lot. So to clear up for the 10 Stanley and the 10 Sleepless Nights, right? They have their 4-day serenade, and it's split between West, Mid Island, and East Road. As you can see, here's the times: 2 a.m. people. From what I understand, Stanley don't be late. This ain't like a Juve. It's supposed to be 4, but it start at 9. Stanley will be
This
on
ain't
time.
that.
All right.
This is
You
not
see
that.
that? December 11th is West. You see where they're going through? I know you can see it. Mid Island, December 19th, 2 a.m. Here they go. Trump from the intersection of Bon Esperance. So Neci, you, which one you gonna be at? Bon Esperance and Strawberry to Ginger Thomas. East Road. Ginger Thomas heavy in this summer. Trump from Market Square to WTJX. Which one you gonna be at? All of them?
That's the intention. That's the intention.
But
Whether I just really need, like, if Stanley them had really dropped like a vitamin regime for Carnival, people will buy it. People will buy it because I want to be.
Yeah.
I want to take it. Like, I want to take it. Wherever they on, I want to take it. Like, they could
You
sell
know,
that. I think that's what
because
they could
they're
sell.
older. They're older, and they be going at 2 a.m. Oh my god. I don't know. December 11th, 19th.
Listen, they did the Lantern Parade yesterday and still went to play at the fort in Frederickson afterwards. They're outside.
Wow. I don't know if they'll just be, they'll be put in like some sort of chamber to hibernate until Christmas. And then they let it out with all the energy.
Like they don't. It's like Mariah Carey. They don't start till Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Somebody just start them out around December 1st, and they're going in from them. Dark Cruise.
No, because they already had an after Thanksgiving tramp. The Saturday after Thanksgiving there was a tramp, so they start out Thanksgiving.
Yeah, yo, shout out Stanley and the 10 Sleepless Nights. Big up them man older, but you would not know the way they'll be on the road and going. Darren says Dark Cruise Rum is there. Dark Cruise Rum is their medicine. I don't know, but whatever it is,
wherever it is, they could sell it. I'm telling people can buy it.
So we had spoke about the old years also. We had spoke about old years nights. I want to touch on that as well. Let me make sure when it is again. Old years, December 31st, right? This the village. She's one of my favorites, man. Derry is gonna be in the building for the village old years celebration. It's an all-white affair. I could be wrong, but I don't recall there being a like all-white color code ever. So this is different. You could get dressed up in all white and go straight to somewhere else.
Yes, they typically don't have big artists on old years there because other people are having like big events. So this is gonna be different. I'm intrigued.
Rupee is in the building. Is that Mr. Tempted to touch? He coming through. Nadia Batson gonna be there. Hey, Nadia.
You said Nadia. You don't say Nadia. You said Nadia. You gotta say her name right.
Okay, run it back. Who's coming?
Nadia.
I wouldn't know. Once again.
I know you don't. I know that you got, uncultured.
Hey, the soca girl, that sugar, the band back, their favorite. Adam and Blind Ear is gonna be in attendance also. So I guess this a mini Adam and Friends maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I can't pronounce this. Bon. He gonna be there. Who else? Romaine Virgo is also gonna be there. All year's night.
I love Mr. Romaine Virgo.
Spectrum Band is also gonna be there. Listen,
nice.
You're gonna be out all night. Whatever happens in the party, stay in the party. Rupee. I agree. And that night. How am I to decide where the hell to go? That's my question. How do you choose? Do you try to go to as much until you gas out? Or what are you doing?
I mean, it for me it depends. If there's like one particular thing that's like drawing me to go, I'll go. But I will look at a card and see who's all on the card and maybe decide like, is that something that's catering to what I like or what I want to be around? Is it catering to maybe attract more younger people? I feel like if there's a mix of people, what I feel like doing for the new year, do I really want to be like jumping up, celebrating? I want to just be like really dressed up and just like champagne. Like it just depends on how I feel for the year. So, but I will say there are really, really good events this year in terms of all New Year celebration. So honestly, you can't go wrong. I mean, the village is free. They give you a little theme dress in white. You know, you can't go wrong with that if you don't want to go to, the other events. The other events are really good as well. The Minute Appetence looks amazing. The Toast Flyer looks amazing. Like, the lineups look great. I think that's really great. So you have your options, and I think that it'll work out for everybody this year. If you did not do anything, it's because you choose not to, and that's okay. But don't go and post there was nothing to do.
Yeah. This year, if you said there was nothing to do, you lie. Like if I see it, I'm gonna call you out. You lie. Like look
nothing that you want to do, and then when you said you don't want to do, please say what you want to do.
Like, I agree. Like, give people some suggestions and stuff like that of what else. Don't just be the like sad sack where you always complaining and helping to perpetuate the same cry name. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, give some feedback, give some honest feedback, and it's different from criticism. People need to know that feedback and criticism are different things. But also, there's going to be cultural night. Cultural night is popping off, and guess who's there?
To the M to the P to the A.
How do you pronounce it? Is it Pumpa or Pompa?
What did you say first?
Pumpa or Pompa?
Pumpa.
Pumpa.
Mm-hmm.
Like two O's. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, not like Pumpa. No, Pumpa.
Okay. I don't know. That sounded the same.
And he also got his a road named after him. Did you see that?
A road, yeah. Didn't he also get a key to the city or something too?
He did.
So big up this man. I call him a headliner, man, because at this point that's what he is. I've only been to one Pumpa event. I think that was at Pate Festival. And man, it was lit.
And you almost get trampled over being in a way.
I'm the sweater of the crew, right? But this thing here, she was soaked. And this was for Pate Festival. When I meet, listen, stage presence, Pumpa is the man for that day. They don't call him the energy guard for nothing.
For nothing, exactly.
If you look away from the stage, he right next to you. Like he was all over. Express Band is also going to be in a place to be cultural night.
We go back one before you continue. That is who the village is being honored after this year.
That's what's up. And I thought that for these things they usually try to rhyme the name, but timeless traditions in every mix. Not one right.
Christmas Festival 2025, 2026. Yeah, it kind of goes. Yeah.
Okay. I was about to say we're growing a little bit. Small Axe Band, Francais kids. Hey, they don't turn up to, so this gonna be a good one as well. So bring your good shoes. Vaio International, they've been busy. They have been busy. Listen, for all that group, right? Vaio has been outside. I like the little Powerpuff, Jedi and Sith thing they got going on. That's kind of dope. Like they the Jedi of Bram. And again, the band that don't sleep, Stanley and the 10 Sleepless Nights. Culture Night is looking to be a blast. Real tough. Which event you looking forward to most?
Ooh, most I can't say.
You can't say.
I can't say. I have one I picked out more over the other.
You don't have a favorite night? The Three Wise Men. I like that. That's a good one. The Three Wise Men. I like it.
No, this year I really don't have a favorite night.
Tell us in the comments. Don't forget to share the live. Share the live. Which event is your favorite? Which event for the whole of Carnival is your favorite? A festival, I should say. Are we
For
on Carnival?
me, ooh. Well, so I have two sides to that. My favorite is usually I like the queen shows, especially with the little kids. I like to see them, articulating themselves in the speech and talents, and I love to see the little kids going out and attaining those accolades very, very much. So I like that. I like the cultural events that keeps our culture alive, because that is an important part of why we celebrate and who we are. So when it comes to cultural events, I am always for being there, going, supporting, and doing that. So definitely on my agenda. Thirdly, village nights. I usually pick a favorite night after I go to the village to determine which night really I enjoy the most. Like the lineups could be good, but sometimes a lineup being good and your experience might not go hand in hand. But I'm looking forward to most of the nights to go. The only one I'm not usually looking forward to is Latin night. No pun today, it's just not my thing per se, but I've went, but it's just not my, I really gotta go Latin night kind of situation. So that's the only one that's not like I'm hyped to go, but the others I'm really liking the lineup. I'm like even the reggae night lineup. So, but after I go, I can say like for sure, this is the night that I love the most. Of course, Juve and parade. I'm big for going parade, especially children's parade for the kids. That's like my big thing, to go see them little kids in their little costumes that they work really hard to do, and to walk the road and so on and so forth. So that's one of my big things, is children's parade as well.
That's what's up. What are your feelings, your honest feelings? Because there was some mix up, confusion, some upset people about it. But how do you feel about the fact that Food Fair and Juve is on the same day?
I don't like it at all. I think logistically it's going to be a problem. It's going to, it is what it is at the moment.
Yeah.
The reasoning for them changing it is because Juve was supposed to happen all years after the New Year's celebration. All year's night, New Year's morning celebration was supposed to be Juve, and they, I guess, with the police said that they don't have enough coverage to cover the night for New Year's and as Juve morning. I'm not saying that they do or they don't. That's their reasoning. I can't knock it. I just think that running the Juve, and then for traffic for that, running to Food Fair, and then there's also cruise ships that day. It's going to be, transportation wise, it's going to be a logistical issue. I just kind of foresee it that way. I hope it all goes smoothly. The intent is always for it to go smoothly. I'm not trying to top down an event so it doesn't go well. I want it to go well. I hope it goes well. But at the moment, I just don't foresee it. We see getting people out of town, people paying, getting the roads clean up, vendors coming in early for the cruise ship departure to sell their products and their merchants, having to cut through the Juve crowd. Like, that's where I see the issue might be. Not that the event itself wouldn't be good. It's just like vendors getting set up on time, getting the trucks off the road in time, those type of scenarios.
The thing about it for me, obviously, I don't study the logistics. You do. But for me, I'd be concerned about the vendors getting their money's worth. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I don't, personally, I don't like having so many events around the same time, because you're pulling away and you're splitting the crowds. For something like this that is a community-wide event, I would love for the vendors and the booth owners and everybody involved to get their max amount of participation, because they put money into it, they put time, they put effort. Things are going up, everything increasing, like gas, food, all of that stuff. But then people gonna want to complain about the prices too. Like, we gotta work things out a little bit better to stop drawing crowds in multiple directions. Because
which
sometimes,
is which which is why they separated the Juve from the food fair to begin with, because
Mhm.
it was just an issue, right? So they separated it for good reason, and I supported the separation. Now, the reason that they put it back together this year again, like I said, that's the reason that was included in the reason for changing it.
Yeah.
I can't say I agree or don't agree. That's the reason. I just hope that with the change, they do have the support and the manpower that they do need to make the two events work well, as well as ensuring that we're keeping our tourists safe. Because we're also bringing in a whole crew of people, 3,000 plus, who's not used to our culture and things like that to participate. And so we have to make sure we're keeping them safe too while they're here, trying to understand what's happening, between on the streets and whatever. So, but hopefully, again, positively speaking it into existence, hopefully it all goes well. It runs smoothly, the best as possible. People enjoy the events. Vendors are able to make some type of profit from being there, getting there on time and setting up. And the visitors and locals alike were able to enjoy the events.
If you're just now tuning in, welcome to another live streamed episode of A Different Day with Jah and Neci. We were just talking about it's festival. If you don't know that, you living in Bikini Bottom or something. You know what I'm saying? Festival coming, baby. I personally know of people that literally they're prepping for it, and man. So I helped a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, who's looped in with Code 340. I helped that mutual friend pack some stuff to go with for the troop them. Neci, I knew it was an undertaking, but my God. What are you looking so?
It just started pouring rain.
I heard that. Okay, that's what I heard.
I was like, what's the noise? And I was like, oh, it's raining.
It's a hell of an undertaking for these things, and that's just one. Matter of fact, that's not even the whole troop. That's a portion of a whole troop, right? And man, these people, first of all, they love it. They really love festival time. They love going down the road, and I wish I wanted to do a podcast when we were doing it because it would have been very insightful. She's gonna be coming on soon, or one of them from Code 340 coming on. I'm working on that in the background. But yeah, I love to see people that love what they do. And the way that they talk about festival and going on the road and soca in it, really taking them to another place. It's very fun. So I enjoy this festival season, man. Enjoy it to the fullest. Support. I know that you want to have fun, but please be safe. That's one of the most important things. Don't dampen the community spirit because you go out there drinking and driving. Be careful, please. Don't be texting and driving. That rain hitting so hard. Okay.
That's the rain.
Along the same lines, I seen a post and I want to ask this question. This is from a while back, by the way. You can't promote God and Carnival too. Make a choice. You can't promote God and Carnival too. Make a choice. Is that how do you feel about that? Is that true in your mind? Mind you, I have noticed that home I've seen multiple churches have troops they've been doing traps for Jesus. But what do you think about that? You can't promote God and festival too.
I so disagree. I just
what exactly do you disagree with? Why you
I'm a little flabbergasted. I'm trying to find the words to articulate to you. My mind just went what?
I gonna go over it. So you can't promote God and festival too. Although I think I understand where this person is coming from. I partially agree because there are some parts to Carnival Festival. Well, what it is now, let me say that. What it is now, I could understand that if you're going down in a Juve and then the next day you're in church, people might look at you away after they see that carnival video. However, first of all, why are you watching them? Secondly, the spirit of carnival and festival is not just shaking your body. It really isn't. And then village is about community and culture. The parade, community and culture. All of the aspects for festival, they started and they're rooted in culture. They're rooted in getting out of bondage. They're rooted in freedom, joy, dance, community, getting together, celebration. I do not believe that spirit and God can go together. But what do you think, Neci?
I hate the selective religion. Like when they pick and choose when to impose it. And so, like for me, Carnival is a celebration of our culture, a time that's dedicated to us to showcase who we are as a people and our values and so on and so forth. Yes, are there things about it that are secular that people might not like? Yes, there is. The secular is in the Bible. It's been around from the beginning of time. So don't just impose that. When Jesus walked the earth, people were behaving in secular behavior. Okay, there was the oldest profession is what? It was around when Jesus walked the earth. Did he not go there to recruit people too? He did. He recruited people from village to village. He had no shame where he go to get people. Y'all have too much. You see, this is what I can do. Like there'll be like last year I saw it too. There was a church on the side of the road last year for with a sign during Juve about it says something like about sin or whatever. And I'm like, okay, where are you the rest of the year to recruit people to join church and to teach them about God? Now, you rebuking the behavior for Juve. I get it. I understand why you're out there. But where are you the rest of the year to recruit people, to teach them? Or we have to come to your doorsteps again? Because you left your doorsteps to come and show a sign in my face or in people's face, right, about what you want to do. And I have no problem. But where's the sign on those days when you leave the church to come out to recruit people?
Facts.
Or when there's cultural events, do you go out there to boycott those as well? You don't.
Like
so
food, like
you pick and choose when you want to. I don't like people who pick and choose when to use God. Because Carnival is more bigger than just there's children's parade don't have all them bend over, twerking, whatever. Yeah. The kids don't be doing those stuff. So if we cancel Carnival, are we canceling the culture? Are we teaching the kids? Are we canceling Stanley and their and the quadrille and the other good things that do go along with Carnival? It's not just one thing. Now, if you don't want to go to the parade, adult parade, because of the behavior, I get it. Understood. You don't want to go to the Juve because of what happens? Understood. Are you going to the other events that promote and encourage culture? There's a museum that has art display. They have today's the Coconut Festival. They had a display yesterday for people with their art yesterday. Did you go to those things? Like, that's where my mind is to be like, I don't want you to pick and choose. You're either in it or you're not.
Nice. Yeah. I'm with
and don't tell me I can't do both. Like, I can't hear music.
Right. No, okay, so this might be an aside, but
now you're making me hot and wapa. I ain't no power, I ain't no AC. I walk in my mobile phone right here, okay?
I didn't expect that to turn you up, my man. So my thing with it too, which like I said, this could be an aside, but we're a quote unquote Christian country, Christian community and stuff like that. Why is it that you can come to my door, knock, and I'm supposed to be welcoming and everything with you when you come spreading the gospel, but not for other. Like, what if a Muslim person comes to my door? Like all these. So why is it that they can do that? But let's say we were to go to the church's door to promote carnival, to ask them to sponsor a float for a troop or something. That would be insulting, damn near, right? But you could come to my door Saturday, Sunday, whenever, try to get me to come to your church, but it doesn't work the other way around. And I do wonder why that is.
Selective.
The man in the purple shirts. Listen, that's a good way to describe it. The purple and gold. We ain't talking about the Q dogs. We ain't talking about them.
No.
Listen, them are aggressive, I don't think people listen to their message, whether it's right or wrong, because of how they come at you. They insult you, damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like, they call you names. And I don't think that's a good way to put across your message. Yeah. And if you don't know who we talking about, I don't know. Go look it up. We ain't gonna call no names right now. We ain't going into that there. Figure it out. Now, so we gonna head into the news part. Thank you, Jerica, for tuning in. Hey.
Hey, Jerica.
She gonna get a lump of coal for her Christmas. She talking too much.
Being a Scrooge?
Yes. She on there talking, but she hate man. So who gonna buy you something if you hate him? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's only man or woman.
What you want for Christmas?
Me?
Yes, you.
For you to come home.
Oh, how sweet is that? Somebody loaned me $1,500. If 1,500 of our followers give $1, I could be at somebody Juve truck. You hear me? So how much do you like us? We got over 17,000 here. We got almost 5,000 somewhere else. 1,500 people. $1.
$1.
You'll give it to the pastor, you won't give it to me. Can't forget this government sanctioned debauchery. You get too much names for me. Who are you talking about? You get too much names. Who are you talking about?
Jerica, who?
Give the whole context. Who are we talking first and foremost? Who are you talking about? Who is Miss Government Sanctioned Debauchery? Who is this?
I'm intrigued.
Explain this one, yeah. You gotta break that one down a little bit more. Like I said, we're going into the news segment, and we want to start with local news. All right. I give the whole context. I have $2. Boom, the thing start. Okay. So now Inspire. How much you did? 700 other people to give $2, and we in business. All right. We want to start with our governor. This is straight from Government House. Currently, Governor Bryan is in the final leg of his term, and he wants to. What's a good word? He wants to be the one that tells his story, and I'm all for people telling their own story, their own way, whether it's right, moral, or whatever. For him to use government funds to do so, I will let you all judge. But here's Governor Bryan on telling his story and his legacy and why he feels it's important.
The 9th governor of the Virgin Islands. And I don't think we tell our stories enough. I go to schools and different celebrations. I talk to children all the time and tell them that this grown man was a little boy in Savannah in the Virgin Islands who ain't really come from nothing. I don't think that needs to be documented for me. I know what I did. I know what my life was like. It needs to be documented so every young Virgin Islander knows that they have an opportunity to contribute on whatever level they want to contribute, regardless of the muck the media puts out every day, telling us we are nobody, discrediting us as a people, discrediting our government, and most importantly, telling them that they don't have a place here when they do. I think that's as important.
I agree with his overarching message, But before we go any further, disclaimer: the views and opinions on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of the broadcaster, 101.3 Raw FM. Any views and opinions that we may spew on this show are strictly our own. 101.3 is not obligated or under any duress or anything. They did not give us anything, any script. Any opinions that we share are our own, and we are solely responsible. All right. So, like I said, I agree with the overarching message. Yes, children need to know that I could be anything, especially when you come from a small place like the Virgin Islands. I completely agree with that. I agree with people having the ability and the right to tell their own story their way.
Mm-hmm.
My issue is using funds from the government to document it, and him directing, trips and all of this other stuff. But it's like, are you doing the government's work at the same time? Which has been a question over his entire, term as a governor. But like I said, the overarching message, correct. My other issue is the fact that people's memories are short, and I think that he understands that as well. So the last thing before he goes out of office is for him to put out his own message about his legacy. And of course, I don't think there's a way for this to be unbiased.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for anybody. If I did my own autobiography or whatever, it would be done the way I want it to be done, and said it with words and showing what I want. So that's an issue for me. I don't even know how this thing is going to be put out, or what he plans to do necessarily, how he's going to distribute it, or if he even plans to. But again, people's memories are short, and the last thing you do is usually the last thing that people remember. So that's my issue. Erica says, pay for your own damn autobiography. Do you have any comments on that?
End quote.
It should not be governmentally funded. And
No.
I agree with that.
My only issue with it, if it is being funded that way, that is my only issue with it. Tell your story how you want. You can't tell me how I view my own life.
Facts.
You could disagree from your point of view, but you can't tell me my point of view of how I feel about my life that I lived and how I think I experienced it is wrong.
And people like Mac, people used to complain bad about Mac, right? Now that Mac is out of office and Brian got in, it switched. Like, people forgot what they were even complaining about Mac for. Now they want him back in office and that kind of thing. And that's probably gonna happen again. But
Map is a good businessman. Map problem is he's not a good his people skills are hideous and disrespectful. And I'm not speaking out of context.
Yeah.
I'm speaking out of experience.
You're not.
But his business mind, he has a brilliant business mind. But there's only so many times and so many ways you're gonna constantly, I guess, step on, spit on, and look down on people before they all push you over. And that's what happened. In my opinion, that's what happened with him. It's not a matter that he couldn't get the job done. It really isn't. But am I saying Brian was a better choice? I ain't saying any of that. I am just saying that was what happened in that situation.
Yeah. But again, if your own damn autobiography, that's what wraps it up right there. Because I know in the United States government, the actions of a president are documented. They're pretty much documented. They're sealed. They're in the history books. I don't know about a governor. I don't know how that works. With your mother.
Yeah. Okay. So imagine the things that he posted on social media on the comments, or what he would say in people's face.
Well, do you prefer to be gaslit or disrespected to your face? You know what I'm saying? Like, which one do you prefer, I guess?
I mean, I don't know about preference because they both have consequences, right? But you can't disrespect people every day, day in, day out, and at some point they don't get tired of that. Like,
sure.
like once here and once there and whatever is a little different. But if you being disrespectful to somebody every single day, that's gonna turn short-lived really quickly. And so for me, they're both wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about your tolerance level.
Question for you. What, in recent history, who was, in your mind, the last good governor?
Good governor overall?
Yes. Not perfect now. In your mind, they did well.
In terms of getting the work done?
Yeah, that's the job, right? They don't have to be a people person, none of that stuff. They were good at their job.
In terms of the work, I would definitely say for his short-term map, the map was getting stuff done.
Okay.
In terms of the time frame, because he only had 1 4-year run. Everybody else since before and after had an 8-year run.
But you don't think that's enough time or to really make
For the
some
things
change?
that he was getting done in his 4-year, I think that when people said it needs more time, I think it's just talk. Because if he can get things done in 4 years, then you don't really need, not that you don't need 8, because 8, that means that you can get a lot done in 8 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you could think of it as the hurricanes was in 2017, and 2017 is 2 years away, and we rebuild nothing yet to completion.
Sure.
No, things are in progress, things are being done, but none of it is completed yet. You can't tell me it takes like 10 years, 8 years, 9 years to rebuild certain things. Not one single thing.
And then somebody else.
That's what for me I look at in terms of the measurements. And if it's an issue with the government and how it's set up, change the structure. That's what you want it. You run and change it to make it more efficient, make it more streamlined. That's the point of the whole thing. But
and then we're gonna get someone else in there, and you never know what the actual agenda is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it could be totally different priorities and leave a bunch of stuff that didn't get completed from the last one. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
And when those things change over and change hands, you're also changing hands, which changes the view of what the other person's vision is of what should be done. And this person now has their own vision of how it should be done. And then that's more delay, because now you have to review what's sitting there, the current contracts, what's going out the door, where the spend is, who's responsible. If the same staff is running it, then it'll continue to run. If you got to change commissioners and project managers or whatever, that's a whole another delay to another project. Like, it's just, I'm tired. What's the next topic? I'm tired.
You might not like this one any better. But okay, so we're going to move on to the next topic of the news. And it's a few minutes, so strap in, because it's an ongoing situation. This guy did all of the work, and I ain't about to go look. It's a lot. So if somebody already did the research and they got the commentary, I'll let them do it.
Okay.
I'll just be honest with you. I ain't reading 16 pages right now. But here's our USVI correspondent, Brian Loudon, about the Stacey Plaskett debacle.
Stacey Plaskett, the only member of Congress representing the Virgin Islands, is now directly linked by the Washington Post to a newly released set of text messages from Jeffrey Epstein himself. Messages that appear to show him influencing her during a nationally televised hearing. The evidence isn't speculative. It's time-stamped, matched to video, and sitting in a 20,000-page document dump from the House Oversight Committee. Documents supplied by a cooperating Epstein estate. Documents I have. Good day from the Virgin Islands. I'm Brian Loudon, and this is a VI Update. Delegate Stacey Plaskett's office is facing the most serious credibility challenge of her political career. Newly released forensic message logs show that on February 27, 2019, during Michael Cohen's testimony against Donald Trump, A contact labeled with Epstein's device ID sent a string of real-time messages, several of them corresponding exactly to the minute she appeared on camera that day, fitting the delegate's actions on video. The conversation log includes Epstein's personal comments on Representative Plaskett's appearance, a message asking, "Are you chewing?" matching her on-screen behavior, and a response about middle school habits. Strategic nudges on who to ask about inside the Trump organization, resulting in Epstein's now viral line. Cohen brought up Rona, keeper of the secrets, and her reply, "Quick, I'm up next." Is that an acronym? Reporters confirmed the timing against the hearing footage. Her office has not denied the authenticity. Instead, they issued a statement saying Epstein was one of many people who texted her during the hearing, and that she welcomed information as a former prosecutor. The problem for Plaskett is not simply that Epstein texted her. The problem is the pattern these messages reinforce. Stacey Plaskett already carried political baggage from Epstein's past involvement in the territory. Public records show he contributed more than $34,000 to her political committees. She initially signaled she would not return the money after his 2019 arrest, then reversed that position following the public criticism. She also spent years navigating rumors about how deeply Epstein's political research extended into the Virgin Islands, especially during the lawsuits that eventually forced the state to pay more than $105 million to the VI government. Her name even appeared in a 2023 lawsuit filed by Epstein accusers against several VI officials. That case against her was voluntarily dismissed with prejudice in 2024, clearing her legally, but the allegations have left a mark. The newest revelation arrives at a moment when Virgin Islanders have grown more vocal about government transparency, institutional accountability, and the legacy of Epstein's network on the territory. The text messages have reopened all of those questions, now focused squarely on the sitting delegate who continues to represent the islands in Congress. Here's what that makes that situation especially sensitive. Epstein wasn't just any donor. He wasn't an eccentric billionaire with embarrassing friends. He was an already convicted sex offender from 2008 who used the Virgin Islands as the operational center of one of the most documented and gross sex trafficking enterprises in modern history. Having that person, during a live congressional hearing, texting the Virgin Islands' only representative with personal comments and targeted suggestions is not just a small detail. It's a governance issue, a judgment issue, and a credibility issue to be addressed. Some residents will say it's a serious breach of trust. Others will argue it's circumstantial, unflattering, but not disqualifying. My job's not to tell you which view to take. My job is to lay out the facts clearly. So here they are. Epstein texted Plaskett during the hearing, according to the logs. The behavior shown in the messages matches her behavior on camera. Plaskett's office has acknowledged receiving texts from Epstein and others that day. She previously accepted campaign donations from him or his entities. She was previously named in Epstein-related legal filings, then dismissed. And last, she remains the only member of Congress representing a territory directly harmed by Epstein's crimes. You deserve a voice in what happens next. So here's my question for you. Does this undermine Plaskett's credibility as the territory's sole representative, or does the context around her work outweigh the optics of this newly released exchange? Comment what you think, especially if you support Plaskett. What do you need to hear from her right now? I'm Brian Loudon. This is your VI Update, your islands, your news, our reporting.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you for that report. Now, as far as what's going on, I want everybody to understand this is not us casting blame, judgment, or anything of the sort. We're just reporting what is going on. What I would like to see is for the delegate to Congress to kind of address it so we could put it to bed, which I don't think she overall has really addressed it in a proper way, like to where, okay, we could really put this thing to bed. You know what I'm saying? The last thing I heard was she said that Epstein was one of her constituents. That's why he had her number. That's why he was contacting her. But then seeing that come out directly from the Epstein files, and I don't know if it was damning, but it looks bad for sure. The optics, like you said, are bad. Harpo, who this? Harpo, who this? Messages. Who? What did you? Who are you talking about? Brian or Stacy? Or what are we talking about?
Maybe Brian.
That's Brian Loudon, man. Popular guy, popular journalist. But yeah.
So what I will say is, one, I think Brian conflicted himself a little bit when he started a very heavy-handed in terms of the detriment of the messages, and then said, "But I can't tell you what to take." But you already already started that. If you started off with how he ended with the facts that happened, and then said, "This is whatever my view is. It could be damning because that's what you should have done.
Yes.
That's what you wanted to do." So I didn't like how he did that. But again, I don't really know him, so I don't know if he's trained in this or not, or he's just doing it to whatever, keep us updated. I don't know. Firstly. Two, I don't see an issue with what transpired in terms of her being texted. That is more normal than not on the congressional floor. People are texted very often, not just Delegate Stacy, while they're on that floor, testifying, or if they're reviewing someone that's coming in, they get texted all the time. If you ever look at any congressional hearing, you will find someone who's looked at their phone or during a hearing and read something that happened. Honestly, it happens more than that. He didn't text anything that was illegal, inappropriate, against the topic that was on hand. Like, if he was doing things like that, I'd have been like, why are you answering him in that time when you're swearing in on the floor? Now, he was tying into the topic, I get it, cool. But it wasn't like he was dropping some secret information that I didn't get that. From looking at the footage, reviewing it, reading the messages, no, I don't get that. And then thirdly, when he said about discrediting her again because she was already with the Epstein situation with the donors, she got $34,000. Now that is significant money, but he contributed, I should say, millions of dollars yearly to people's campaign, and she got 34. Now we'll focus on that because that works for our territory. Cool. Yes, she initially wasn't going to return the funding because one of those things is you've already spent that funding, and not every constituent has the money to return it once they've received it. Now, she later returned the money, so she found a way to return the funds. I don't know how or whatever, but it was returned. I don't know Stacey from a kind of pain. I ain't here advocating for her on her behalf. Me and she ain't cool, none of that. Factually, I don't see nothing that happened with the release footage of her being texted as something that's illegal or ethically wrong. It is something that happens very often, very normal. I don't think that it was wrong. I don't see anything wrong unless somebody can come and give me more context to the situation to tell me that it's wrong. I don't see that it was wrong.
No, I agree with you. It wasn't anything wrong that you could say about it. It's only the fact that the way that it looks, like I said, it's the optics of it. It makes you wonder what their actual relationship is. Like, if constituents have your number, they're able to contact you and whatnot. And yes, it is also not weird for you to be taking texts waiting for you to go up and speak. You know what I'm saying? But when you watch the video, and like Brian said, it is
minute to minute, yeah.
When you watch the video, and the first thing that you see is when it was like, "Are you chewing?" Not anymore. It looks bad. Like, okay, if this was one of your constituents, why you even care about that day? You know what I'm saying? Like, it looks like he has some sort of, you know what I'm saying? Like, influence over your actions. That's how it looks. And then the Rona thing, he's just a constituent, but apparently you trust the information that he gives you because you're waiting on it and I need it before I go up. Like, that raises questions of, was he briefed beforehand by you? What kind of conversations y'all had? That's what I'm saying. All of it doesn't seem like she did anything illegal. or that she did anything actually wrong. It just looks a way that would make people want to investigate more.
And they can, and they should.
Yeah.
But it also it's not something that you're gonna find like criminal activity from.
For
like,
sure.
Like, so that's what I'm saying is like, I think people, like, another thing that I think people misconstrue, and they be like, okay, she was on Epstein Island, she went to his home. I've worked for a multi-millionaire, more than one. And I can tell you right now, the one that I work for never stepped a foot in government house a single day. He had meetings with the government. He never went to government house. They came to him. So the fact that she went there, if she wanted to have a meeting to discuss contributions, whatever, he ain't going out his way to go meet Stacey for no $34,000. That $34,000 is like lunch money, maybe. The plane ticket to fly, the fuel to fly from Miami to St. Croix is more than $34,000. That was pennies in his pocket to him. But whatever that may be, what I'm saying to say is people take things because if you out of context when you have nothing to compare it to. When I worked for the company I worked for, when he had meetings, you had to go to his office. If he's having dinner somewhere or whatever, that's where you had to go to meet him to discuss whatever you wanted to discuss for business. He's never went to government house, ever, to have meetings to discuss anything. He made arrangements of where he's going to be and time and place, and you met him there, and they met him there. So her going there doesn't, if you tell me she's there at the after parties hanging out and you see she did drinking and she looked, if you're telling me them kind of things are supposed to behave, then I would be like, I don't like that behavior. Definitely that's a problem. Eyebrows raised. What else is going on? But if she was there from like meetings, like, you have to understand the political landscape when you're seeking people who are providing donors and stuff. When you have them big parties for them donors and stuff, you don't go to the donor? All them movies you see, that the political people don't go to the donor house and the party that the donors are trying to go and beg for money. That's what happens.
Yeah. Now her being okay, so her being in the files, her going to his house, this conversation, we want to make clear none of that is an indictment against her, right? You being at Epstein's house doesn't mean you were involved in trafficking girls. It doesn't. It doesn't mean that you even knew about it. What Brian did say is true, though. He was a convicted offender at that point. That is true. But
I know dispute about that.
The thing is, it's the optics. It looks bad on her, but there's nothing that can be proven against her, and that's all I want to make clear. You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of them too, Jah, are convicted, and nothing comes of their convictions, right? And I'm not saying that to discredit victims or anything like that. I'm saying now we're in a place where we're holding foot to fire with indictments and victims and so forth to be like, now we want accountability and responsibility, and we want there's going to be a consequence. We're doing that now. And I commend us for getting to a place where we're finally doing more than just, oh, it was a slap on the wrist kind of behavior mentality. So I totally get it. So I don't agree that she should have stayed in touch. That's not for me to decide or not decide that what happened, that it played out. But I find it interesting that we held these files for so long and we're only dropping certain aspects of the files. I am more concerned what was purged out of the files than what was released from the files. Because you can't tell me you're holding them first because of that. That's not what the whole file's for. You holding these files all the time because of she was getting texts in real time? You know what I'm saying, John? On the floor? Okay. That can't be why you're holding the files.
Well, to be clear, these files, they were held since, I think, when? Obama or Biden? Or like, I believe there are Democrats, Republicans, like
everybody in there. Everybody.
Like a bunch of people in there. And I don't care who it is. if they did lock them up, like Anna said, lock them up. I don't care. I don't have no favorite politician. I don't have none of that.
No, I don't.
So, but yeah, let's go into this. Also, there's some terms that was used, and I want to at least go over this one because I had to look it up. Her case was dismissed with prejudice, which means the lawsuit is permanently ended by the court, and the plaintiff, person who filed the suit, is forever barred from bringing the same case or claim again on the same issues. It's a final ruling on the merits, often after a settlement, preventing future litigation on that matter. Dismissed without prejudice, on the other hand, allows the plaintiff to refile the case later. So this case is essentially closed.
Correct.
Yeah, shit. Sorry. Correct. What's been redacted? What hasn't? Because they've been holding this thing for so long. What hasn't at this point? So after this happened, after all of this new, well, I guess, I don't even know if it's new. We can't call it new information because they've had the files. After this got out, after this was released, now the Congress, the delegate to Congress was placed under new scrutiny. Like I said, the optics were bad, it looked bad. So now they got to put on the show. All the performative stuff comes out, and Congress attempted to censure Stacey Plaskett. To censure a member of Congress is a formal public rebuke by their chamber. For serious misconduct, a formal condemnation showing majority disapproval, requiring the member to stand and hear the charges read aloud, which is a significant but non-removal form of discipline, stopping short of expulsion. That's what I'm talking about. It's acting, but
it's like wrestling.
That's what I'm saying. This is a slap on the wrist. But here is the delegate to Congress. Her response after the censure failed.
And let me tell the people of the Virgin Islands, this attempt at intimidation will pass. We in the Virgin Islands do not back down from a fight. That is how we won our freedom, and that is how we will continue to grow our equality. And if you censure me, take away a committee, I will still do the work because I am here to support people and to support this great Constitution, which I have sworn numerous times to uphold.
We reserve, and I thank the lady.
The gentleman reserve.
There's that. I mean,
And my thing is, censor her for that. The things that have been happening on that floor all year, that's what you got. This is where we at. This is the one that they picked on.
Hey, I mean, it resurfaced, and that's the thing about politics. I could not be in politics because a lot of it, I ain't gonna say all, a lot of it is very performative. What, like a censure ain't nothing but, oh, that was bad. You did a bad thing. Poo-poo for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sure, it's a thing. Just like impeachment. Impeachment, I thought impeachment was a big deal. But the current president is back in office with 2 under his belt. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess it's a bad thing. But yeah, so that's it on the Stacey Plaskett situation. That's where we currently are with this current administration. You never know what's going to come out next. So we'll try our best to keep you informed. I'm sure next week Sunday we'll have some more local news, but we're trying to really, give you a synopsis because we've been gone for so long. But yeah, that's where we are. Next, I really want to touch on this because I'm a former sailor. Former sailor, and I see that my islands, more and more, this isn't a new thing. Ships, battleships, warships pulling up to the Virgin Islands is not new by any way, shape, or form, right? However, more and more we're seeing like this USS San Antonio pulling up to our shores, and the sailors, the service members, I should say, on board, because they'll be having Marines on there also, and you know, multiple different branches of service could be on there. So they're pulling up to our shores because there's a current war on drugs with Venezuela. So shore leave, as a former sailor, we will pull into port as a little break while we swap out with other ships, while we continue the fight, right? I gotta be careful with this. Listen, support the troops. I love our troops. They, overall, majority of our troops do not have any say on where they go, what they do, or even what's gonna happen in the morning after they brush their teeth. You sign up, you're in there, get to work. If you don't show up, you could very well be put in the brig, right? So I support our troops wholeheartedly. They wake up and they don't get, in my opinion, enough for everything that they sacrifice. In the VI, the economy is rough right now, so they see these ships pulling in and they're seeing money coming to the shores, and shops getting business, and you know, hey, sailors to drink. That's one thing we know for is drinking. So the bars are happy, you know, the economy gain a little boost. We need it. Yes. I'm very happy for that. However, what I want my people to understand is that when a warship pulls into your port, not only do you get sailors, you also get a target. The United States, I don't care how you put it, the United States is currently at war. Maybe before, when ships were just getting blown up, I guess, or they were saying it was drugs, maybe when that alone was happening, we could have argued against it. But what else can you call it when you're sending warships, multiple warships, to a country, and it's not only on sea, it's on air, and it's now the president is talking about taking it to their land. Don't believe me? Here's the president himself.
And we'll be starting to stop them by land also. And in recent weeks, you've been working to deter Venezuelan drug traffickers, of which there are many. Of course, there aren't too many coming in by sea anymore, if you probably noticed that. From sending their poisons into the United States, where they kill hundreds of thousands of people a year. But we're going to take care of that situation. We're already doing a lot. We've almost stopped. It's about 85% stopped by sea. You probably noticed that. People aren't wanting to be delivering by sea. And we'll be starting to stop them by land also. The land is easier, but that's going to start very soon. We warn them, stop sending poison to our country.
What do you have to say, Neci? It looked like you had something to say there, but I kept going. Hello? You there?
So we just bypass Mexico to go Venezuela. Just say you want the oil now. Just say you want the country because you want the oil in the country. Like, there's Rougarou making claims that we don't war with them for bringing drugs into. You know the route you have to take from Venezuela to the U.S. to get drugs. They have to probably stop someplace before they let drugs even get here. Like, you know, just say you want the oil and the country.
And President Trump is well documented about, you know, speaking on how much of a hard-on he gets for Venezuelan oil. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have that video. You can look it up for yourself. But when you hear that man talk about the oil in Venezuela, he don't talk about his kids with that much affection.
He get a shiver down his spine.
And the worst part is they're just putting all these statements out, and the statements, they don't add up. For one, Venezuela is not even the top 5 places where drugs come into the United States. Number 1 is obviously Mexico. Then there's South America. Then there's China. Then he tried to say that it was fentanyl. Fentanyl from Venezuela? The opioid crisis is an American crisis. How Venezuela now? Come on, people.
Because people will just take whatever you feed them and swallow it.
Too bad that it's drugs and lies. That's what they take it and swallow it because it don't make no sense. Like 2 and 2 is not 22. And it's not making no sense.
It's actually for 15, but
Gets a tingle in his thing.
right.
The way he talks about that oil, oh man, I seen that video and I got creeped out. Like, I don't know if I even belong here. What are you talking about? This thing, man. This thing come feeling freaky. Now, as a former sailor, I want to give you some context. There's multiple ships, multiple battleships, multiple aircraft carriers where I was stationed on that are headed to Venezuela. Do you believe a ship that's manufactured to basically attack a country is being used? Multiple of them are being used against small drug boats. That's what it's being sent there for? You believe that? Watch this video about the USS Gerald Ford deployment. And keep in mind, every time an aircraft carrier, so it is a war by air, every time an aircraft carrier deploys, it doesn't deploy by itself. The aircraft carrier usually holds about 3,000 to 4,000 people itself. Just that one. And an aircraft carrier travels in what's called a battle group.
Earlier this month, let's take a look at what its capability is, because it is astronomical. It's the largest carrier in the world, displacing around 100,000 tons of water, fully laden. It's got the capability to hold more than 4,000 personnel on board and 25 decks. Now that's decks going from the very depths of the aircraft all the way up to the deck and onwards from the where the air operations are conducted. It's got a speed of around 30 knots, and amazingly, it costs them $8 million a day to run. So it can operate up to around 90 aircraft, which equates to around 220 airstrikes per day. That's significant, and it can operate for 20 years without refueling. So in short, it's like parking a small country in your backyard.
And it's been redeployed.
You heard that? It's like parking a small country in your backyard. You believe they're deploying these things for drug boats? When we have the U.S. Coast Guard, that's one of their main missions for the Coast Guard, is doing stuff like this. And they have much smaller ships. Like, the fact that people believe this and are cheering it on is crazy to me. I don't understand it. But again, support the troops, man. So another context clue that this is more than drugs. Trump has reportedly gave Maduro an ultimatum to relinquish power in Venezuela. This is about regime change. Trump issued demands to Maduro, and Maduro, he did not take those demands because he didn't like the agreement. This is more than drugs. Maduro is not even the cartel. He's over Venezuela.
But Venezuela is not even like. How do you think you're gonna go over and take? Like, how does he think this is gonna play out? That you go to take over a country that's not part of the United States and that has a very big drug cartel there, and you think they're going to let you just take it? Like, we're asking of something from our I mean, I know our men and women in uniform are going to do what they're ordered to do, and hopefully they're, but we're creating a war for ourselves that doesn't even exist, to be honest. Like, we're creating our own war for no particular reason than greed.
Straight like that. I mean, straight like that, because this ain't about drugs. First and foremost, that's clear. Then the man said he trying to do a regime change and going after oil. So, and then we have some of the most unqualified cabinet members in history. the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, with all the bombings that has happened, he's now in hot water.
Again.
Never mind Signal Gate. So these men don't even understand operational security. They listen.
He's not a military member. He doesn't have any no.
He has military experience. He does.
He has no goddamn experience.
He's ex-military. He is ex-military.
Sir, I saw that. He don't have no military clearance or record to run the goddamn military. Okay?
No, not to run it. He couldn't run it.
So he has no experience. He is the DEI version of DEI. It's like he went basic training and they give him his own troop to run. Just with basic training alone, and you could have your own troop. Is that easy to have your own board?
Not to run the whole thing.
That's what he is. He's Mr. DEI himself. All of them.
Not to mention the man can't even spell secretary. But anyway. So Pete Hegseth.
That I lose in sunlight. I just want you to know it's getting kind of dark. You know?
He got like that thing got dark, didn't it? Jesus. Well, you need a ring light or something where you light it.
I mean, I have my little light.
Turn on your light, please, because damn, it got dark quick.
I just realized like, wait, it's me outside. Like, wait, not here. My phone died. I had to check the battery just now. I mean, we getting there.
Like, the sun doesn't set over that, man. So Pete Hegseth, he's in boiling hot water right now because of these aforementioned strikes. This man now is backtracking and blaming admirals and all types of stuff because now, not only has he unalived people that we don't even know if they actually were a part of a drug cartel or carrying drugs at all. There's reports that he unalived a Trinidad fisherman. Like, there's multiple reports of missing people that nobody's claiming, can't find, and all of these other things. Now, Pete Hegseth is under fire because he ordered for a boat to take out a suspected drug boat. They did. 2 survivors were left hanging on to the boat.
I saw that.
And the admiral in charge decided to hit them again. SEAL Team 6. Now, they went from being this honored name that every time we hear SEAL Team 6, we think of Osama bin Laden and them taking it out and that heroic mission. Now they have this mark on their record that the Wall Street Journal reports, the Washington Post reports that if we were at war, which we aren't because Congress is the one that's supposed to decide if we're at war or not. If we were, this would have been a war crime. Since we're not, it's illegal. So I don't even know which one is best case, which one is worst case. But that's where we are.
December, my head hurts. And this is December the first year. I'm so tired.
Oh man, we got 2 more years of this. So, but
3. You keep saying 2. Like no, it's 3.
I said 3. What's Martinez and O'Neill trade? What are we talking about?
Jennifer O'Neill and I forget Ray Martinez.
I don't have that there, but I'll look it up for next week. I don't know what's going on with that at all. I'll look it up. We coming back and have to cover all this stuff. No, unfortunately, there was also, because of the deployments across the United States that were supposedly supposed to be for, because the places they were sent to, like Washington, D.C., they were so full of crime and all of this other stuff. 2 National Guardsmen were attacked in Washington, D.C. One of them, unfortunately, our condolences, the female, she passed away from her wounds. So Rest in peace and condolences to the family of Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. She was only 20 years old. She was a military police officer. She passed away on Thursday, November 27th, the day after the pew-pewing. Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, he's 24 years old. He's still hospitalized in serious condition with a head wound. After this took place, and they found out that the individual who did the pew-pewing is from Afghanistan. This person who used to actually serve alongside our military members decided to go rogue and did this. They found out he's from Afghanistan. What does the president do? He doubles down on the racism like he always does. So he goes back to travel bans and like stopping immigration and just some blanket thing that he does. And for some reason, he's also mad at Somalians.
We know that Afghan national is the suspected shooter of these National Guardsmen.
They people that shouldn't be in our country, that's right.
So you announced that asylum.
And that includes Somalians and it includes plenty of others.
Why Somalians just catch that random stray?
I can't.
What? They might just come out of nowhere. And the Somalians, what? Yo, is this man okay? Somebody get us my help. Like Lawrence O'Donnell once said, if Donald Trump got diagnosed with dementia, how would we know? What Somalia got to do with this? And then when he's asked again about that comment, like why Somalia, he says this.
What do the Somalians have to do with this Afghan guy who shot the national?
Nothing, but Somalians have caused a lot of trouble.
What? What did you do? Wapa word, oh man, Wapa words on other people.
Listen, I so annoyed.
Yo, what is up with Wapa for real? Because have they issued a statement, Jerica? I know you up on the information. Have they issued any statement about how
Restoration should be forthcoming shortly.
Shortly?
That's the last update.
For the island?
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that?
They sent that message. "5 p.m. update. WAPA are working on beginning restoration shortly. Here are a few tips. Unplug your electronic devices to prevent impact by unexpected surges. Wait 15 minutes after power returns before turning appliances back on. Keep your fridge and refrigerator closed to save the coal. Check on your elderly neighbors and those with medical needs." That was at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
It's 5:33 now.
5:33. And with WAPA, shortly, could be 6 hours from now, right before you go up. But that's all we have on the news. I wanna hear what your say is on that particular segment. They gave a non-statement statement. Essentially, we're working on it.
Basically, my only comment is, like you said, we have the worst unqualified leaders in election history running the country. And what do we expect? Good results? But this is also going to cause turmoil for us who are trying to just get by and live. So it's like we have a long 4 years ahead, 3 years ahead of us. That's all I can say. I'm trying to just save my energy for when I need it most, hopefully.
Yeah, figuratively and literally, apparently. You got to save your energy, so Jesus.
Yeah,
so,
that too.
For anybody out there dealing with this outage, hey, I hope you're not too hot. Step outside, catch some air, touch some grass right now. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all are okay. Like the update said, check on your elderly neighbors. Just check on your neighbors, period. Maybe tap in with them, play some dominoes or something. I don't know how, because it looks pretty damn dark. Is it still raining?
No, the rain stopped.
Okay, yeah. Good time to step outside, man. And then when the current comes back on, go ahead. Do not hesitate to get your clothes ready. Go ahead and use your iron and Wi-Fi electric stuff you need. Make your food or whatnot in advance. what did we expect? The most unqualified president was going to have the most unqualified staff. You know, the thing about it is his first term was not like this. He actually put qualified people in place. He actually did. They just didn't last long. But now he put unqualified people in place that he seems to refuse to fire. That's really
because they're gonna do what the qualified people left because they realized it was nonsense. That's why most of them, when he was running again, turned against him publicly and said not to vote for this man.
Yeah. And apparently not enough people listened. But like from the no other administration in history would have kept forget getting him approved and in. Nobody would have kept on a Secretary of Defense after that signal thing. Nobody. And now here we are again with another scandal. And then he's blaming an admiral. He's blaming actual qualified people for listening to his orders.
What are you gonna do? Blame himself? Take responsibility? Him? The basic training graduate?
A lot of us about to do like the old time song and wash our skin in a sardine tin. Oh man, it ain't been out that long. This rookie number's 5. So we're gonna lighten the mood a little bit. I want to play this next video because it's kind of funny, and then we're gonna get into some trending topics and go from there. So Neci could go ahead and charge the device before he did.
Told him no. I was like, it's late.
After he said no, Logan Morris says his 2-year-old asked again. That's when the man behind him in the checkout line grabbed his son's hand, spun him around, and spanked him 3 times.
I didn't know what to think. You know, I was blown away by the situation.
It happened February 6th at the Kroger in Noonan. He says 62-year-old Juan Martinez told him that's how we deal with kids in Mexico.
And I told him that we're not in Mexico. That was really about the only conversation we had.
He quickly got his family out of the store and called police. That's when they had a second to think about what had just happened.
I was shocked. I was scared. Of course, I was angry and defensive. You know, that's my heart.
The 2-year-old's grandmother says she's proud of Logan for protecting his family.
Because it could have gotten really ugly really quickly.
She credits Logan's calm reaction with keeping the situation under control.
I didn't want to start something and it go out of hand and him get hurt in the process.
Logan says he doesn't spank his own kids and is certainly not okay with someone else doing it.
That's my son, and at the end of the day, I'll discipline him how I believe he needs to be disciplined.
That's your problem right there. You don't spank them. That's your problem. That's why you're acting up in the Kroger. So what would you do? Your child throwing a tantrum and some kindly elderly man starts to whoop them when they see your child is not listening to you. This story is so damn funny to me already. What do you think about this? This way the church.
Knocking his kneecaps. Will you touching my child? You crazy? I don't take my cat and knocking the back of his kneecap. You don't follow right there.
And then the lady, like, she had all the emotions. I was upset. I was scared. I was angry.
I didn't know where it was going.
Like, how long do you? Yo, I don't even know how I would respond to that. But I know I would respond quickly. Like, it don't take that long to see that your child getting beat. You check, but oh my God, that's hilarious. Listen, let's discipline your children. And I don't agree with what he did, right?
No.
He was all the way out of line. However, there is a saying, discipline your child so nobody else has to. Because if it wasn't him, it probably going to be the corrections officer or somebody at their school, or you know what I'm saying? Don't send them bad children to these teachers. They're tired already too. In these times, keep your hands off people. Children, no matter how bad you want to eat someone's kid. I don't understand this. Karen and Darren Energy, what we talking?
I mean, either one works, Jared.
Karen and Ken, is that what we're talking about? Yeah, discipline your children so nobody else has to, please. And nobody wants to deal with your kids, but I don't know what made this man think I would love to have seen the video of how bad this child was behaving first before I really go ahead and like judge him all the way. But man, woo, I would have mind my business. Leave people cheering alone. Yeah, you wouldn't dare do that in the Virgin Islands. Dude, yeah, I wouldn't dare. I'll go to another aisle first. Like, it can't be that serious, but man, it's that funny. I think you had sent me this video here a while ago and we never got into it. So let's get into it now. It's a question. Pay attention to the question. If I have to, I'll play it more than once. But check this out.
Which one is harder? To tell somebody that you love that they're not good enough, or to tell somebody that's good enough you don't love them?
Did you catch it?
I didn't catch the end.
Okay, I'll run it back.
It cut out.
Which one is harder? To tell somebody that you love that they're not good enough, or to tell somebody that's good enough you don't love them?
Is it harder to tell somebody that you love that they're not good enough? I'll run it back again. Are you paying attention?
Which one is harder? To tell somebody that you love that they're not good enough, or to tell somebody that's good enough you don't love them?
Okay. Is it harder to tell somebody that you love that they're not good enough, or to tell somebody that is good enough?
That's good enough that you don't love them. Somebody that you love that they're not good enough. That's the
so
hard
that's the nice guy finish last thing again, I think, with a little spin on it. But what do you think about that?
I think telling somebody that you love they're not good enough is harder.
Because you care about their feelings.
Yes. And you consider the options and you look at the person and you probably had the conversations of what they can do better or where they can improve on it, whatever. If I just meet you and I say, oh, you're a great person, but I'm not attracted to you, then it's not for me.
No, I dig the question because there's two parts to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's the part that, like, you know that this person is right for you, but you just can't feel it for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know you're getting rid of a good person. You very well might not meet them again, but you just don't have that feeling. So it's harder for it's a hard for you. Like, damn, I could be giving up my soulmate for real.
I mean, but you'll be like, yeah, like I like this person. I like the person seems like they have great qualities, but I just don't like them like that. Like,
yeah.
The one I care about, when I care about you, is like, I am going to talk to you, encourage you, build and you, feed into you, pour into you, whatever, so you can be better. I want to realize that you are not better, you can't be better, or this is your capacity level. That is very hard. It's like, do I just accept what you have? And then what I do with the other areas that I need that you're not providing with? Or is that we do that, then you start to contemplate and you second guess yourself and you don't want to end it because you really want this person to do better, but they just don't have the capacity to be better. Or
So
they just
Darren-
don't want to be better.
Darren said he thinks it's harder to tell the one who is not good enough. So Darren, can you kind of explain why you feel that way as best you can in the comments? So Jerica, good enough at what? Like, they're good enough for you. Like, this person is right in as far as the checklist. You know what I'm saying? Like, they check the boxes, or they check enough of the boxes where this should be a fit, but you just don't have that feeling. You check what I'm saying? Like, yes, overall. Tanisha says the one you love is harder.
Hi, wifey.
How, that's a question, right? How is it that when they say opposites attract, right? It's very true. What they don't say is that we shouldn't. You get what I'm saying? Like, too many of us, like, if you're a giver, you end up with a taker. And that sounds like it should fit, right? But in fact, you need a giver also. How you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
plot twist. The whole time the person on the other side, which is the one who either feels they're not good enough or just not in love, might be the problem the whole time. And that's why I said it's kind of difficult, because it's like you're getting ready to get rid of someone that should fit. It very well could be you. So it hurts you because you don't know if you'll meet this person later, or you know what I'm saying, if you can find someone
a person like them again later in your life, because
yeah,
you know, like I want this but not from you.
Exactly. But you don't know if you're gonna get it from anyone that you actually care about later, or find somebody good again. And what'll make it worse is if you've had several relationships. I don't know bad, but this one are healthy. You know it's right. It should be right. I just don't like you like that. Man, I just can't like you, and if I hold on to you, I'm wrong too, though. So when somebody asks that question about why do good men or good women, or why do men or women hold on to someone that they don't really want, this could be the answer right here.
That they love them and they want more from them, and they just want you to do better.
I think when you love that person but not good enough, it's harder because you care. You feel for them and you're going to break their heart. Yeah, I had to do it a couple times and it never feels good.
Well, how Darren think you were breaking out? Just say we just continue.
Stop.
Say we just continue. My phone will pop up 20% and I don't want to get into Darren today. Okay?
Oh, it's 20%. Hold up. One more before we clock out. One more before we clock out.
There is a black pastor by the name of Jamal Bryant that made a comment that the black church, and I guess he's talking about the black church in America, is 80% women. And he was talking about how men just aren't showing up in the church. Now, he said it's because the way the church is not really reaching the black men's needs, He even made a comment that in Islam, the church is attended by 80% black men. And I'm just like, I feel like he's intentionally leaving out a really, really important factor here. Black men ain't fucking with the church. Black men ain't fucking with the church. I used to go to church, and I used to see how the pastors would always play on our emotions as women. And I say our emotions as women because before I became emotionally logical, I was operating totally in emotion. And so you had all these women would be in church, lying their hands, crying and weeping, and their men would be sitting there looking at them like, is she serious? Like, it's not that serious. Like, oh my God, she's like literally crying. Men you're not manipulating them emotionally, and that's what they're doing in the church. So men today are not going to church because they see the manipulation. And I have 3 older brothers. One took his whole family out of church, and it wasn't even a black church. I have my other 2 brothers, they're just not going. You're not doing it. It's a manipulation.
This one, I don't know. Because in my mind, church is losing younger folks, period, from what I could tell. Like, a lot of us just ain't going for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not that previous generation that after a certain age, you start going and this becomes your life, and we just ain't going. So to say, why is black church so full of women, or there are not a lot of men, I don't know if I agree with her synopsis of why. Aaron says he agreed. I don't know. It seemed like we're just falling back from church, period. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think both things are true. I think what you said is true. Like, a lot of people are just not messing with the church like before, because there is a manipulation tactic to it that they've used to help people committed to the altar that's no longer relevant. Like, you know, when things happen in the church, everything is hush hush and sweep under the rug and the whispers and it's never a community of let's put our arms around this person because they had a difficult time and let's embrace them with the love of God and whatever and uplift them and bring them back, whatever. It's the shunning of people, like, oh, she was raped because she was walking in the wrong side of the road she wasn't supposed to be, and she knows she wasn't supposed to be there. Like, you know, it's like things like that. Like, I saw a story once with a girl who was suing her parents because she was raped and they wanted her to keep the baby because they don't believe in abortion, and they were going to help her raise this child, and the church was like behind her or whatever. And when they found out that at the time she was raped, she wasn't a virgin, they all backpedaled. They all backpedaled from supporting this girl who was raped because she wasn't a virgin at the time of she was raped, and she was too far along now to abort the child at the time that came out. So she had to give birth to her rapist child, who she did not want, because she felt like her community was going to support her at the time when this happened. And now they no longer support her because she was not a virgin at the time that happened. That's the kind of things that are making people no longer seeking the church as their form of community, because it's not a true community. And so again, yes, a lot of women go to church. A lot of church is more full of women than men. I do agree, but so is the world, technically. But church generally, yes, more women go to church with their kids than men do, because it's no longer for the same standards. And the standards that are being held aren't really standards. It's not really the way of God. And now you don't have to go to church to even have a relationship with God. Because before that, they made it seem like that's the only way to connect to God is going to church and tithing and Sundays and Bible studies on Wednesdays. And that's not the only way. That's not what God did in order for him to make you a follower of him. And so I think there's a lot of truths to what is now truthful in terms of what can be and how you can find God and seek God versus before.
If you don't go church still, in the comments, man, let us know. Is it true that the black church is full of mostly women? Because I haven't been in so long, I don't even know what the demographics look like for real. Y'all let me know, man. What is this true? Does it hold some truth to it? Let me read some of these comments. If I love you, I telling you about yourself, we're gonna try to work it out. I don't know. Yeah, you could try and work it out. That don't mean it gonna work though. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. They may just not be good enough for you or willing to work. Donna says I agree with her. All Babylon church need to fall. Okay, loot and plunder. Okay, Fantan Moja. Honestly, there's way too many info that they can't manipulate us anymore. And the questions are being asked. This is not the generation where you could just tell anything to or pray about it. We're not going for it. We just aren't. Yeah, I don't think it's just men. It's younger people in general. I don't go. It's just a building. A building they want the community to fund by all means necessary. And that's another thing. When the question gets asked, what is the black church doing for the community, that it takes resources from, that the whole reason that the church is there and its foundation is community funds. What are you doing to give back, and is it enough? When that question comes up, it's like you just cussed God. Should we not be able to ask that question? Because if I saw you in my community more doing things, maybe I'll be more prone to go and see what you're about, because you're doing works. But hey, what do I know? I think the judgmental part where people are harshly judged in the church has made people avoid church and do their own thing. That's definitely a factor. You'll hear that all day. Church these days is only about money. And we see how older family members turn into monsters to their family and up under the pastor and family and treating them like kings and queens is nasty work. That is a fact. Some of the worst people be religious churchgoers. They always at church. They will cuss you out and then give you a scripture. You know what I'm saying? Man.
And another example, Jah, is just the other day I read this man, he cursed out his mother's pastor because his mom passed away and the pastor was going on vacation and said he won't be able to officiate the mom's funeral at the church. He said he read this man from wherever to whatever. He said, because my mother came to church every Sunday since the day he was born and gave every penny she had to that church every Sunday. And when his father died, she continued coming to the church and being a member. So don't tell me you can't come over see my mother's funeral now that she's passed. When she's been a member here because you going on some not vacation was planned already, you know. And not only that he can't do it, it can't happen at the church.
Damn.
He said he rat out that pastor, and guess what? He officiated the funeral, and it was at the church. He said that's the one thing she lived for, and he didn't care for it, but that's what she lived for, and that's what you're gonna give her. Is her funeral at the church. So imagine like that. Like, why I have to come and rat you out to oversee my mother? She's been a member here forever.
Yeah. And her among the other parishioners' tithes is the reason this place still standing. I will have a building fund for 20 years.
Okay.
It pays the rent. It pays for, like, the pastors get a salary from it, and you can't just officiate the funeral in this place. Come on, dog. I think we're asking the right questions. I think that's what it is. But
let's get to the rest comments because I think about 10% now.
All right, that's all. That's it. Yo, we're gonna go ahead and clock out for our walk today. That's it. Wapa always acting up. But thank you so much. Go ahead and share the live. Tell people about a different day with Jah and Neci. We'll be back next Sunday from 4 p.m. AST, 3 p.m. EST. Next Sunday, right here on 101.3 Raw FM, the #1 station in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The clips are coming soon. Share those clips also. It don't take much time to go ahead and hit that share button, man, because that's how other people will see us. You don't even have to say nothing. Just hit the button. It takes 2 seconds. And coming up, same difference episode, we have Wednesday at 8 p.m. We get. I'll let you tell that one then.
My man.
We got Mr. Akilo Brooks, the bald eagle himself. He's coming to promote his show that he's hosting on Saturday, right? So we got him Wednesday at 8, Thursday, back to back. Thursday, we got Candace Cave. She's coming back on here to give an update on 100 dates in 100 days.
Ooh.
Can't wait for her to find out what's going on there. And we're going to dig into it. I want the information because she did a little update on her page. Yeah, she did a little update, but it ain't enough. If you know Candace, she'll speak very vaguely. Nah, we getting into it, and she gonna tell us everything. So check us out Wednesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. back-to-back episodes, and right back here on Sunday, 4 to 6. All right, we out. That's it for me, man. Thank you guys. Hey, stay blessed. I am your clothes. Take a shower. Peace.
I don't know what power the man you said you bring.
When they come back, they're coming back.
Okay. Bye.
I'm saying bye. Peace.